Today we're going to discuss some of the advanced features in Zoho Creator Forms. And you can see we have the screen with the edit mode for the project data entry form that we built previously. And just so you know, and we don't get surprised, I have two tabs in my Chrome browser. This one is we're working on the form itself, and this is the view of all the information we've entered in that form. So let's go back here. And I want to show you one of the additional features that Zoho has called the notes. And I'm going to bring this up here, and I'm going to create a note. Now, a note is not a data entry field. And you'll see how this works in just a moment. All right. And let's give that a little color. We'll make it a blue. We'll change the size just a little bit. We'll make it a small. Well, we'll make it a medium. Okay. And when I click done, you'll see it shows right here. And I actually want to move this above the contact name. So here's my contact information, contact name, the email, the company phone number. And I also want to add in their a link to their website. So I'm going to take a URL field and bring that down here. And we'll call that website. And in options, I want to make sure that the target opens up in a new window and a link name is required. And you'll see what that is in just a moment. All right, so I'll click done on that. And let's come back to our list of items. And we'll just edit this first one here. And you'll see the changes that we made are automatically available. I didn't have to do any compiling. I didn't have to even refresh my screen. So here's our contact information separator. And here is the website. And we'll put in the URL of the website. And we'll call this preventingmediocrity.com. And we can call it whatever we want. In this case, we'll just call it the full name. Okay, and we'll update that information. Okay, and you'll see that we have a column for the website, and if I were to click on that, it'll open up a new tab, and I give it just a second, and the website will show here. And in our original tab, so here's the home page for Preventing Mediocrity, and oops, we want the middle one here. And here we have the link. Now, we made the link name to be very similar to the actual website, but you can imagine that obviously some URLs, first off, they can be very lengthy, and they may have very not particularly meaningful wording in there. So here's the wording that would show on the form, and it makes it easy to click on that and to know where you're going to. All right. Okay, so that was just talking about note fields and adding in the website. And because we are talking about projects, one of the things we frequently need to do is to upload a document. So I'm going to take a file upload field, and we will just okay, so we'll upload a document, and in this case it's going to come from the local computer. We could also do from Zoho Docs or Google Docs, and we could make it a required field, but not in this case. Okay, so I'll click done, and I'll come back here, and I'll just right click and I'll edit this record. And here we have the upload a document. I'll choose file, and from my desktop, let's see. Okay, we have a test document. Okay. And we'll update that. And you'll see we have a column for the document. If I were to click on that, it would automatically know, because of the docx, that it would open up Microsoft Word on my computer, my local hard drive, and open up the document. But the document is stored in the cloud, so I could go to any computer that has Microsoft Word, and it would open up there. If it doesn't have Microsoft Word, any other document reader such as OpenOffice could be used. All right, let's come back to our form. So those are two things that just make it much easier to work with. Now, we're assigning, if you recall, we have a field to assign to an employee, and these could be some big projects, so we want to have assistance. So I'm going to do another lookup field. Okay, and in this case, we're going to call that additional employees. Oops. All right, and we want to select it from the employee form, and we want to select the employee name, and we want to show in alphabetic order. We want to search and autocomplete. But here's the tricky part. Instead of having a straight download, we actually want to do a multi-select, and we're going to use checkboxes. I prefer checkboxes. All right, and we'll do one column. If we had a lot of employees, we might choose to display it in two columns. So if we had 10 employees, it would show 5 in one column and 5 in another column. All right, and there are other options that could be useful, but in this case, we'll just click Done. Actually, I do want to mention the set criteria. Remember, for each employee, we did have a status of full-time, part-time, or inactive. I could put in, say, status not equal to inactive. That would make sure that we just show employees that are active. All right, so we'll click, not going to actually do that. Okay, now let's go back to our project here, and I'll just right-click, we'll go to Edit Mode, and you'll see here additional employees. And if I click on there, it shows me all the employees, and I can choose as many as I need. All right. Okay, so now it's showing those names. If I decide, gee, John Smith is not appropriate for this project, I can just click the X and it's gone. If I click anywhere in here, it shows me the full list, and I can include John again. Okay, so that's how a multi-select works, and it actually works very nicely. So we'll update that. And you'll see we have all the information right over here. And let's go into edit mode for the view. And I'm going to go in column properties. And I want to turn on the link for additional employees. And I'll click Done. And we'll come back to access the application. And now you see that they become hypertext links. So if I click on a name, I'll see the information about that person, their email, their phone, hire date, all that related information. If I click on a different name, I get other information. So it works out very nicely. So all these are hyperlinks. This one would go to a new website. This would go to open up a document, and this would go to another form within this application. So very useful flexibility here. So let's go back to the form. All right, so this is the basics of working with the form. And there's a whole other section behind the scenes. There's a scripting language. And what I want to do here is go into more actions. And I could have certain things that would happen when you first open the form or when you save the form. But in this case, I want to do something when you're editing an existing record, and then when you validate, meaning when you save the form. So let's go into here, and we're going to have the application send out an email. So it gives us some sample text here, and I'm going to just ignore that. And I want to send an email. So I'll drag this over into the text box here, and I want to send this to the company, the email of the company. So that's that. And we're going to do, for the subject, we're going to say, let's see, and we'll come in and insert expression, and we will come to the project title. So what you see here in the between all the symbols here it will replace that information, the project title, with the actual project title. So the email will come up with project and then the actual name of the project. Now in this lower box, we can type in the text of our email. And let's see, we will say your project has been assigned to Alright, and we'll choose the assigned to field. Alright, and we're also going to make that bold. Okay, so it stands out. Okay, actually we don't want that bold, so let's undo that. Alright, and we'll come in and insert another expression. And we'll come down here, and we have a multi-select field of additional employees. Okay, and we will make that bold, and we'll also give it a red color. Okay, now because this is a multi-select, Zoho automatically knows which ones are selected. So there may be 10 employees on the list of employees. We may have selected just 2 of them, and Zoho would know to just show those 2 that we selected. So that becomes very, very useful. Okay, and we don't want that red or bold, so we'll just go automatic. Okay. Okay. Now that email, and you can see there's all kinds of HTML code behind the scenes, and also we have an asterisk here, meaning it has not yet been saved. So let me click Save, and I'll go into the free-flowing script, and here I can type anything I want. It may or may not be valid, but I do have that choice here. So in many cases you want to be working within a script builder, because that kind of guides you and keeps you from accidentally typing invalid items. So let me come back to the form. Okay. All right. So those are some of the basics on Zoho. The email will be sent, if I were to come in here and click Edit, and as soon as I click Update, it will send that email. Now I could put in other things such as a decision box that says send email when this box is checked, and then that way I have a little more control of when the email is being sent out. I could also put in other logic that only if the start date is in the future does this get sent. So if you're editing something that's already in production, already being processed, it would not send out an email. But you can think of all the different things you would need in your application. So those are some of the advanced features, and I hope they give you some thoughts on how you can build better applications within Zoho. Thank you very much.